Basically what this was, if you guys don't know, the 100 Thieves partnered with Cashapp or something like that. I don't really know. They were sponsoring this tourney. 100 Thieves actually played in the tourney, but they also sponsored the tourney. It's just like how the last one was the Immortals tourney, I think, and they like sponsored it. And this one's similar to that. We're going to be looking at one specific game from the grand finals. So this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. If you have not watched the tournament, you want to tune out right now because I'm going to spoil who ends up winning it. The way that the tournament was streamed was actually really interesting because it was like 4 different games going on at the same time, and they were like they would kind of like hop between them. So it's hard for me to find a specific game for me to actually go into and like look at. So until the grand finals, obviously, because it's just like the last 2 teams. And the last 2 teams, if you haven't tuned out yet, you're about to be spoiled. It's Terrific and Sentinels. The team is called Together We Are Terrific. That's like their full name, so sometimes you'll hear it referred to as that. I had not heard of Terrific before this. I think that's something that's really interesting with this with the teams though and the lineups and everything is that the player Dapper was on Terrific before back in like May, I think, and now here it is in July, and he's actually playing on Sentinels in the grand finals against each other. So I think that's really funny actually. Dapper in this game is going to be playing Cypher for Team Sentinels, and it's a really good game. Today, what we're going to be highlighting, basically our goals for this, is we're going to be talking specifically about Sinatraa and how he plays Phoenix throughout the game. I think he plays very aggressively, but he also very intelligently. And we're going to talk about the things that he gets punished for as Phoenix, but also the things that he does very well and the ways that his teammates play around him. So I'm excited for that. There's going to be a couple rounds of that. We're also going to comment on just like a couple of other rounds. If you've watched any of our other reviews, sometimes we just comment on like different things, just like good plays throughout the game and things that I think I can break down and be helpful for you too. So we're starting on round 1 here. Crap, what's the girl's name? This is gonna be casted by Golden Boy and Pansy. Is that her name? Pansy? I think so. I wish I was I'm trying to get better with these names. So all these players are coming from all over the place. I think this is really interesting, where it's like you'll have Overwatch players and you'll have CS players and you'll have Fortnite players and you'll have PUBG players, and it's just like, who are these people's names? I think Pansy's been around for a while. I think I've heard her voice before in casting things. I've definitely heard of Golden Boy. So these 2 are very good casters, just for the record. So I do want to give them some credit because I know that I also talk over these games when I'm doing these. I don't want, like, I try to give as much credit as possible within these things because I can only do this from watching streams and stuff. So this is the very first round. This is gonna be on pistol round. Something I did notice actually, what he does is he buys 2 flashbangs and then he buys a frenzy. This is interesting for anybody who plays Phoenix. I don't see people purchase the frenzy very often, but it definitely makes sense for a character like Phoenix who's going to be very up close and personal a lot of the times, especially with his flashbang stuff. That's something I just wanted to mention here. Omen actually pushed up into this cubby here, and they have a little bit of a crossfire here. It looks like Sova is going to kind of peek off of Omen's contact. That's kind of what they're doing right there. Sova's actually baiting for the Omen.
I think both these teams have a lot of flair, a lot of puggy style to it.
You'll see the drone comes in, it tags him, and I think that Omen peeks right off of this, and he actually gets the kill on Shazam, which is really good. What happened here basically is that after he gets the kill on Shazam, what I would have thought he would have done, and the thing that I talk about with Omen, is I would have gone back into the cubby and tried to TP out, but I understand why he didn't do this. So basically in this professional match, what will happen a lot of the times is after that Omen gets that pick, Sinatra's probably going to hard push him in this situation, right? So what the Omen probably could have done in a lesser game is actually TP it out there, and that's what I would recommend. That's something I push in a lot of my Omen guides. However, in this situation, it probably makes sense that he actually swung it, and he goes for the kill on Sinatraa. And this trade is actually going to favor the offense. So generally, trades are going to favor the offense because it's going to put them in a situation where you'll see they're pushing onto site right now in a 4v2. They get the peek on the Cypher again, so that's another trade. Now it's a 3v3, but they have the site for themselves. So this is actually a really good position for them, for Team Sentinels right here. And it goes a little awry there when he swings that. He does get the flashbang on both of them, but the Boombot ends up taking him out there from Sinatraa. I don't know if there's anything Sinatraa could have necessarily done better there. That was a good flash. Maybe he shouldn't have done that while the Boombot was up. Like, maybe while doing that while the Boombot is alive is probably a little bit risky, but I don't think that was a terrible play necessarily. The camera is a little bit off here. I don't know what the observer was doing. They're showing the rotate here. But you'll notice Zombs actually pops off right here. He gets a double kill. That's a really clutch round for Sentinels right there. He's actually going to rotate back here, and they're going to get the plant. And they end up getting the kill there. That's a really good clutch win from Sentinels, and that's going to set them up well for the next round, right? As we all know, on the second round, they're going to be on a eco there. They'll probably buy SMGs and stuff. That's something that you see very frequently on second rounds, and that's what Sentinels is going to push for here. This will put them in a really good situation to win this next round. Pistol rounds are very important, and some would even argue they're one of the most important rounds within the game. So getting that win there actually works out very well for them. Okay, so Sinatra's going to be here with the Spectre. And I wanted to comment on something that he does in this round that I think is really good, and it's very subtle as well. It kind of just looks like, oh, well, we outfragged them, right? But it was very good positioning from him right here. So You'll notice they get picked off right there by the raise nade and everything. That's really unfortunate. That's a good play by the defense there, actually, too, pushing up. You'll see this a lot of times in eco rounds where these the defense will actually push up if they lose the pistol round. Me and Travis do this a lot because apparently we lose every single freaking pistol round. But they'll push up and they'll try to get a kill on somebody. But particularly if they get this kill, it's very helpful if they're able to take that person's gun. They all have pistols, right? So if they're able to take a Spectre or something off of this player, that can be very beneficial for them. So you notice Sinatra's pushed very aggressively up here though, and he actually goes for this peek here, and he gets that double kill there. That's really good, but I think it's a lot more subtle in the way that he peeks this that I really wanted to show. This is something that a lot of players struggle with, and something myself as well. He could have full swung this here, just kind of like thinking that there was only one person here, and if he full swings them, obviously he has the advantage with the Spectre. Notice how he just like barely peeks in, right? And it doesn't give the Sova Mummy a chance to actually hit him in this situation. Or is that the Sage? Who is that? That's the Sova? Yeah. And he goes for the double peek there. He didn't expect two people to be there probably, but because he peeks it this way, it actually works out very well for him. And the reason they double up here once again is because they want to kill Sinatraa in this situation. They want to trade for him so that that way they can get his Spectre off of him, so they can actually they can have a better chance at this round. So he actually kind of read that very well, and it works out very well for him just with the way that he peeked that. Had he full swung that, he probably would have gotten traded. They would have gotten a Spectre, and they probably could have won this round. That's very well played by him. Should you keep the SMG or buy an AR if you buy an SMG second round? So this is the reason I actually started buying Spectre a lot on second round. Before, what I used to do is I would buy like a Stinger or I would buy like a Marshall. And I don't like using Marshals for third round buys. If you're taking a Marshall against a Vandal, you can still get that one hit to the head and it could still be effective. That being said, I feel like a Spectre is just a little bit better of a matchup. It's like 500 extra, so it's a little bit more of an investment. But if you carry a Spectre into the third round, I feel a lot less uncomfortable than if I carry a Marshall into the third round. If you carry a Marshall and you get pushed or something, it can be very difficult for you. So buying an SMG second round, it's not terrible to keep it into the third round. And since eco is such a big thing in this game, keeping it into the third round is not a bad idea at all. We're going to see like a basic like matchmaking strategy that they do right here. So a lot of the times in these professional games, you'll see them very spread out. They're kind of just baiting out utility, playing a little bit more of a default, trying to get information and stuff. I like this push here, and this is a push that you could easily copy yourself and just run this within all of your games, just for the record. Like if you're looking for like to lead a team, this would be like your basic matchmaking push right here, and I think it works very well.
Where is she, dude? What's going on? No. Just press.
So basically what you'll see right here, they're playing Cypher Omen on A, by the way. I don't know. This is a little weird to me. Generally, you'll see Cypher on B. It looks like they're expecting a B push. So this is something that I saw Terrific do quite frequently, is they stacked a site. And this is not to say that Terrific was playing this game terribly. This could have worked out really in their favor had they been committing to these sites, right? A Sage raise on a site is going to be very hard to push into. It can be very dangerous. But it does work out, unfortunately, that they end up pushing the site that they're not going to. But looking at this push right here, I wanted to just look how they're stacking up here. A lot of the times they'll spread out for this information and stuff, but you see they'll all just lining up right here. They see that nobody's U-Haul. I think that this is part of the reason that they decided to go for this push. And with this push, what they do is the Sova drone comes out first. This is something that you don't see enough in the Sovas, at least in like moderate ranks is what I've noticed. Using the Sova drone to lead these pushes, and then everybody follows it. It actually activates this tripwire here from the Cypher, so they're actually able to push in right here. And the Phoenix comes in first with the Spectre. This is basically two decoys on this push. The Phoenix obviously has power in this, right? Because he does have a Spectre. He's a very strong player. But if they kill Phoenix, it's not the end of the world, because all the players behind him are the ones with rifles. Those are the more dangerous ones in this situation. Phoenix is there to lead the charge, but he's not the strongest player on the team. He's just there to drag the attention, and I think that's really good. And Sinatraa just decides to freaking frag out in this round, dude. He picks up the Phantom, and he comes in there. He gets a triple kill. Sinatraa is just, he's going crazy in this round. And I think he finishes this round off with a 4K. This is very well done. I'm going to rewind it and just play it again just one more time for you. So we're going to rewind this just one more time. I think that this push is just like really good, the way that they do it. It's very textbook, right? Notice the Sage walls over here in U-Haul too. This is something that you don't see a lot of Sages do. So I did my rant about the cookie cutter strat earlier. I noticed that they actually do this multiple times where they'll wall U-Haul. And they do this in combination with these brimstone smokes that come down as well. Notice these smokes. Where are they? They're coming. Is it this round? It might be a different round than I'm thinking of. It's a different round than I'm thinking of. Okay, never mind. No, but it works out well in this situation. That wall, just walling off U-Haul and focusing all of their attention right here. This means that the shower guy can actually peek right here, and he can challenge this lane. and then everybody else can just challenge this lane. They don't need to worry at all about U-Haul. This works very well in a matchmaking or in a competitive setting. Okay, so it's in round 1-4. This is what I wanted to comment on. This is what I was talking about with like the smokes and everything. And I want to load into game for this one. Okay, so this is something that I watched him do a lot throughout this game. Who's their Brimstone again? What's his name? Crap, what's his name? I wrote it down. Someone tell me. Zoms, I think. Yeah, that's who it is, right? Zoms. He would lurk showers a lot as Brimstone, and then he would drop these smokes whenever they push the site. And I think that this works out very well for them. Just for the reasoning that a lot of the times what you'll see on this map is that people will place this cookie cutter strat wall. They'll place this right here, and this will be like their site take. So in matchmaking, this is like pretty much the only site take that people know how to do. But I think that this is a really good one in contrast if you ever wanted to run this. I think that it works very well if you have like people playing U-Haul, for example. It kind of denies that U-Haul player any effect on this round, and it lets you just kind of focus on this area and this area, right? So if you place that wall there with the Sage, but beyond that, he kind of accompanies this with some smokes right here, right? Where he'll place these smokes sometimes, and these work really well. And you're thinking, well, why did he double up smoke right here? The reason for this is it blocks off heaven in this scenario. And we've talked about this before in other games where placing a smoke right here is kind of hard to land sometimes, right? Sometimes you'll have like a little bit of an edge here where you can peek out. So for example, for this smoke, I can peek out right here, and this will give me an angle as an opper. Or I can peek out over here, I think, too. And this will give me an angle. And it's like, when you place this smoke here, that kind of defeats the purpose of the smoke, right? This is very difficult to like perfectly smoke. So instead of going for that smoke, which is the thing that a lot of matchmaking players would do, and it's the thing that I've done a lot, he places this smoke right here. And I've always thought this smoke seemed kind of goofy, but in this situation, it blocks off this player from seeing literally anything. This player is not doing anything right here. Like, this is so much better in this situation. I like to peek off the left side. I know Jordan does. Jordan does this a lot, and he always talks about it, right? And this is a little bit better. They'll still be able to kind of see this, right? But it helps a lot more. I wonder if he places it like right here, if that's even better too. Hold on, let's see this. Yeah, that's perfect right there. That smoke's gonna block off heaven entirely. You can't play this angle anymore. You just can't. They're gonna have to come up closer. This take here, along with the Sage wall right there, makes this like very good for the team. And I see that they do this multiple times throughout the round. So this is gonna be one of those rounds right here that we're about to play, and I think it works out very well for them. I just wanted to kind of show off that though before we went.
With the operator and try to feel out where it is. Once you get that info, you can play off the back of it then.
Which is what they ended up getting on the opposite side though, because the drones out, the Sova had it.
Notice again, they use Sinatraa to lead the way. They have a lot of ultimates in this situation, so they're gonna use them. And using Phoenix ulti like this is such a good, like, it's like a free site take. You know, there's no reason to not use Phoenix ulti when you have it. Just get that baby up and use it to take a site. This smoke right here, Sinatra's just going in for it. He dies anyway, but look at the information. Now he knows Cypher's playing back site. He might have seen the player heaven too. Like, that works out very well for them. They get the bomb down. They took a while to take the site here too, notice? But they were just kind of being safe with it. They do get the bomb down, and they're able to just back up here. This is a 5v4 at this point in time because they got the pick on the Omen, who actually TP'd behind them. I don't know exactly why he did that. We can actually go back and we could show this. I guess it makes sense. It's really unfortunate that he ends up getting picked off there, though. He's just like chilling over here. Oh shit, you can't actually see it in that position. Okay, I thought this map would work there, but I guess it didn't. Okay, we're just gonna show it out there, but he just ends up dying out their showers. Really unfortunate for them. And at this point in time, Sentinels Brimstone has his ultimate. They also have the Sage ult if they need to res. They have 5 people up. This is gonna be a really hard retake. This is gonna be a really hard retake for them. They come in. Even Finesse is getting kills, dude. He's finessing all over these guys, but it doesn't matter, right? He's going in. He's going into showers, looking for that Brimstone. Brimstone gets the trade on him. After this trade, I think if Finesse had gotten the kill on that Brimstone, this becomes possible. But because the Brimstone actually gets the trade there, this is not a possible retake. They might want to consider saving right here. There's the Phoenix Molly after the ulti. Yeah, it's just this is not likely, unfortunately. So we were talking about Sinatraa, and that was kind of like our focus with this thing. I wanted to kind of exemplify one of the problems with Phoenix. That I think this is actually this is one of the reasons that people will rate Phoenix pretty low on tier lists. You might think that Phoenix is like a very strong character, and he might get rated higher because of the sheer value of his ultimate, right? But his flashbangs themselves aren't amazing. They're good, but they're very telegraphed, right? And this is going to be a situation where you see that he gets punished very hard for just how telegraphed these flashbangs can be. He actually pushes up here, and notice he has to be very up close and personal to land this flashbang. But when he throws this out, even though he full blinds that raise, Caboose is able to trade for 3 kills right there. Even though he got full blinded, he was still able to trade for these. And it's just like, it's because the flashbang is so telegraphed here. You know that Phoenix is pushing afterwards. So what Caboose does is he just sprays. He just sprays for the kill. He gets the first kill on the Phoenix, and then his vision probably clears up a little bit, and he's able to get the double kill afterwards. And it works out. It's very telegraphed, which is unfortunate for a character like Phoenix. And this is where you can get very punished. So a lot of the times when a Phoenix does flash, and a lot of players know this, rather than just freaking out, you might want to just spray in the location that you think he's going to peek, because it's probably about a 50-50 that you actually kill him if you're spraying there. And it works out very well for them there. Something else funny happens at the end of this round, and I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. You'll notice that they're pushing up here. This is Shazam and Sick. They're pushing up. Shazam's got good game sense. Look at him peeking those corners and stuff. Gets the kill. That was a kiss, actually. Akis? Oh, wait. Shazam got traded? Wait, does he get rezzed? Oh, he gets rezzed. Yeah. I was so confused. He gets the res on the Sova. Shazam comes over here. This is like a funny interaction. I'm not sure if this is planned. Like, hey, I'm going to ulti this, and you're going to... They must have, like, planned, hey, I'm going to ulti, and you're going to swing. But, he ults it, and this means that Sick needs to move out of this corner, which is, like, really unfortunate. Like, it probably just looks like, what are they doing? But in reality, this was probably communicated. Hey, I'm going to ult Sick. You should swing this. But, like, he needs to. Like, which is really funny. He gets off. He swings it, it gets off. It's like, that's rough. There's Mame popping off, though. What we're going to talk about here. We talked about in the last round how Sinatraa got really punished for his flash, and he actually gets punished 2 rounds in a row right here for his flash, just of how telegraphed it is, rather. So they're playing a normal default as they do. They're just chilling. They're watching their stuff, and they're deciding where they want to push. They're still peeking U-Haul here. They don't see anybody peek U-Haul, so you'll notice that they push up here pretty aggressively. And I think that they're actually baiting this out over there on Terrific. They notice that they started to push this because they're not seeing anything U-Haul, so they actually 3-stack here. The Sova drone does clear out a little bit of information, though, spotting that Omen there, I think. And he actually comes in for the peek right here. He's chilling in there. And it's just the flashbangs right here. They know that he's in there at this point, right? He throws the flashbang. They know that Phoenix is on that corner right now. They know that Phoenix is right there in that position. The gate goes up, and they just spray through this. They get the kill on him. He gets so punished for just how close and personal he needs to be as Phoenix. No other character really needs to be this close to take advantage of their abilities, right? Even Raze can throw her grenades from super far away, but if you're in the situation as a Phoenix where you need to throw your flashbang, it is a very close range, and it's very punishing to a player if you don't be landing those flashbangs, or if you don't be peeking those corners and getting those kills. You can get very punished for it, and we've seen that twice in a row now that he actually gets hurt by it. For the record, though, this is like the only 2 times that Sinatraa actually gets wrecked in this tournament. Like, aside from that, Sinatraa, like, he was insane in these games here. So when Sinatraa gets picked here, what you'll see, I think this is a clutch play, and it's something that should be highlighted here. Sinatraa gets picked here. Sinatra's been making plays on their team. Now somebody else needs to step up to the plate. Somebody else on their team needs to do something here. They have 3 short. That person who needs to do something is your boy. What's his name? I forget his name. The Brimstone. Okay, the guy over here in showers. It's so hard to learn these names. He's sitting over here in showers. He's the guy who needs to make the play right here. He drops his smokes. He's ready to come in. We have everybody playing short over here. They're chilling. They're having a good time. Zoms, yeah, that guy. He's chilling over here, and they have the 3 people short. They need him to do something here. So he actually drops the smokes here, and he makes a clutch play, pushing out of here. Nobody's watching showers. He's able to get deep onto site, and this is what opens up this play for the Sentinels right here. This is what gives them a chance within this round. When he gets onto site, they get the kill over there on the Omen. He turns around. He gets the kill on the Cypher there. They get the kill on the Raze. Like, that is what opens up the round for Sentinels here, and this is what gives them a chance here. This is a 2v2. They actually might have the upper hand of the situation. This is a 3v2, actually. And what you're going to see right here is Dapper makes a mistake. The same freaking mistake if you watch my video today. It is the same mistake that I made in my video in one of these rounds, where he knows that the rotates are coming in for me. He knows that they're there, and he tries to make it to short, and he gets freaking off. He gets off so fast in that situation. Dapper's chilling over here. He tries to make it over to short. He gets freaking off. His options right there was he could have gone pocket over here. He could have gone to truck over there, or he could have gone to default using this smoke. Those were his 3 options. Default would have been kind of weird. I think default was the right call of this position. That's only really with hindsight though, because you'll see that they actually drone over there and they kind of they scout this all out. But I think default would have been a really good call there. It would have been weird, but I think it would have worked out. That being said, though, you could piece apart plays and be like, well, if they would have done this perfect play, it would have worked out or something like that. It is just unfortunate that he ended up getting picked off there. They get the res, and you're going to see Terrific actually ends up taking this round here. I'll check back when I can. Thanks for stopping by, Cosmic. I appreciate it.
And that's exactly what they're trying to do with all of that utility. They know where one is. They might be able to scope out the other. For now, yes, they have. Shazam goes down. They know there's one more player there, and they've dealt with it.
Raze killed herself. Yeah, isn't that funny? She got the trade, though, so it's not terrible. But, yeah, she did end up killing herself with the rocket.
That Cypher caught out a little bit there. Maybe had to have been a bit more cautious and capitalize on.
Ooh, this plays a good round. This will show you why you play a default, just for the record. So if you don't actually know what a default is, too, for players who... So I mentioned that term a lot, and a lot of people will mention this within your games. If you don't know what a default is, generally what a default refers to is just watching all of your corners, getting information, and just trying to, like, bait out utility, figure out who's playing where, and capitalize on that. So what they're doing here is they start out on a little bit of a default, but you'll see the Sage actually rotates back here. She actually comes back over here, and she's going to go over here mid. They drop the bomb right there, and they're going to play aggressive here up here. They didn't see anybody push out long, but you'll see Caboose. He's being all sneaky beaky like, right? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's coming over here. He's pushing up over here. He's on Foundman. He knows he's onto something. So look at all the information that Caboose got right here too. He knows they're not long. He knows they're not over here in spawn. They could be pushing up here. He knows that they probably could have gotten up there, but he knows that for sure they are not pushing long. So these two are able to focus all of their attention over here onto Hookah. And he's just getting this flank. Look at this juicy flank right there. He sees the spike right here. He sees the spike, and he knows they got to come back for it eventually. They're going to have to come back for this spike eventually. So what he does is he chills here. He just waits. And he gets the kill here. And I don't even want to exemplify how good this kill is from Caboose. But I really wanted to show what these two homies are doing over here now, dude. Look at these guys. We're like, we got to go. This is them backing up their teammate, dude. They're pushing up here. Look at the Sova Shazam. Even though he's like probably one of the best players in NA. Like Shazam's a very good player. He turns around. He turns his full back to the short here because he knows that he's got to worry about this Raze behind him. And they actually get picked off by these two pushing up their short. Works out very well for them there. That's a really clutch round. And that round is obtained by not only the information from Caboose, but also those players capitalizing on it. Had they not capitalized on it, it might have just been one pick and done, you know? And they had already gotten a pick on B. So that could have worked out very poorly for Team Terrific, even though they had this advantage, right? But because they capitalized on it, it worked out very well for them. So it was a really good round. That was a terrible default. It was. They weren't playing a default. That's why they got punished. This is what I'm saying. This is why defaults are so important. Because had they been playing this angle, they would have noticed that this Raze was pushing out here. But because they let this Raze get all the way into the backline, this is where the terror actually happens on the team. This is not a good default because they're leaving this gap open right here. And this is what you'll notice a lot of the times. If you're going to be playing it slow, you need to be watching your flanks. You can't have situations like this happening. But they wanted to double up with over their Hookah. This could have been solved too by like a trap. Did they have both of their Cypher traps out? I don't think they did. Had they had like a Cypher trap right there, that would have solved this entire thing. One Cypher trap right there would have solved this entire play. But instead she actually sneaks behind him. Really, really devastating. Fun to see though. And I think that something really funny happens on round 4-5. So after watching that last play, right? So as a player, what did we just conclude was the problem here, right? This is a breakdown. It is a breakdown practical. So what just happened in that last round was Raze actually pushed up long B, and she was able to get behind them, and that's what ended up losing them in this round right here, right? So naturally, if you're thinking, how is Team Sentinels going to adapt to this? How does Sentinel adapt to this after they got killed by the Raze who pushed up long? Well, they're probably going to watch long. That's probably likely. And knowing that this is how Terrific won the last round, they might be thinking, well, Raze is probably going to push up again, or she might push up again. So what do? They actually double up over here long, and they try to go get a kill on her, right? And naturally, Caboose is pushing up again, because it did work well last time. But instead of just him, they're actually doubling it up with the Sova there as well. And I think this is actually super intelligent. The way that they read the response to this play is super cool. The way that they knew that Sentinels was going to try to actually punish them for pushing up again, and they were going to try to get a kill on Caboose. And instead what they do is they double it up, and they actually go for the trade there. Caboose probably should have died here, just for the record. It looked like they kind of just missed the shots, but they're able to take that trade, and they just back up. I love these little mind games where it's like, we know how you think. We know how you're going to respond to this, and we're going to capitalize on it. So I really wanted to model here on this round just how strong Brimstone is on bind. There's a couple different spaces that you can actually use your ultimate that it's like pretty much a guaranteed kill. And right here, you'll see he ultis U-Haul. This is really punishing these two players. I think Omen gets picked off in this situation. And there's no way Omen gets out of there. And then the Cypher gets down to like 20 health. That is so freaking strong. Brimstone is so good on bind. And it's even more beneficial because Omen's like a little weak on bind. So it kind of weighs off. I think that I didn't used to think that Omen was weak on bind. I used to think like bind is probably one of my favorite maps to play on Omen. But I think that Omen, he just doesn't have the smokes to take the site. I think the 2 smokes is just not enough to take these sites all the time. Especially with all the fakes that you need to do and the fact that his teleport's kind of nullified by the other teleporters on the map. There's a lot of different reasons that it just makes Omen just a little bit weaker on this map. And Brimstone is just a little stronger on this map as well. So like when you like kind of shift the two, I'd kind of prefer to play Brimstone on bind nowadays. I like doing crazy stuff like this on pistol rounds. You'll notice this flank that they do here. They triple up here and they just decide to all push it. I love plays like this. Just catching people off guard. Something we'll do as Omen on Ascent a lot of the times is I'll blind out of the tunnels. I'll just send my blind straight through there and we'll rush it. This can really catch players off guard. It can basically be a free round if they run into it. So. What you'll see here is that they come pushing up here. Nothing crazy happens here, but I just wanted to exemplify all the information that they see here. They know that nobody's fountain. They know that nobody's pushing up A. So the Brimstone drops this smoke here to kind of delay them. With this information, they now see nobody's mid, unless they're in hookah, but they have a cam in hookah, so probably not. So if they're not in this area, they are definitely pushing A. You know, they are definitely pushing A in this situation. So that's what they're kind of looking for here. He drops another smoke here to delay them because he knows that they are all there. It's not about what you see, it's about what you don't see, right? In this situation. So they see that the Sage is prepared, they drop the Molly, they drop the gate. And from this point, with all of this utility, if Sentinels was really thinking in this situation, which they probably are actually. I'm not saying that like they're stupid, right? But in this situation, with all of the utility that was just thrown at them there, they should know that they should know that they're getting flanked in this position. And you see the Sova actually gets taken out there. Mommy, oh, that's actually Terrific. That's not Sentinels. Sorry. Terrific should have known that Sentinels was behind them right there flanking. They should have been incredibly, not prepared, but they should have been able to anticipate this based off of all the utility that they were seeing right there. That would be like 12 head stuff though. Just for the record, there's no reason that like the Terrific would be like, hey, they're behind us because they just used a Molly right here, like without seeing, like they're just like that'd be like 12 head shit where they're like, that's a lot of utility. Maybe they know that we're here for some reason. Oh, maybe they pushed out. Like, yeah.
They are aware that Dapper's here. They are going to hear him now, so they're on the hunt for Dapper, looking for him.
Game sense, yeah.
He's listening around for all this movement. Oh my, what?
Yeah, Dapper's nuts, by the way. he's just messing around with them right there.
We can't allow that to happen. That's just ridiculous. And that time that was spent on that allows the team to be able to.
I just like this play here, so I wanted to show it. Look at Zoms. He's just going for the jumpers. That was great. So this is a terrific round. This is a terrific round, and then we're gonna finish off with 2 more Sinatraa rounds. Okay. I think that Terrific plays this round really well, and this is just kind of give you your Omen pleasure for the today. If you're looking for the Omen plays, this is the Omen play right here. This is the one in the game that I was able to pick out. Calypso, he does something cool here. I wanted to exemplify it for your viewing pleasure. For all the Omen mains in chat, I'm wearing my Omen t-shirt as well. By the way, this is our new merch. If you didn't know, you can pick it up if you like the t-shirt. You can go buy one. We also have it in a hoodie form. It should be a link below. But anyway, what you're gonna know here is we see those 2 homies pushing up over here. We got our homies over here, and they're ready to make a move. You see Calypso kind of backs up. We're starting to shift our guys over to B. They got a plan for him right here, right? You'll see Calypso. He's dropping his smokes right now. Look at these smokes coming in here. Can you see these babies? Oh, no, you can't because that screen's messed up. He's dropping his smokes right here. Look at those boys. He's landed those babies right there. He gets 2 of these boys, and I wanted to point out the timing right here. The specific timing that he placed this. These two homies over here, they're pushing up along. They're coming in. These homies, they're sick. And then they get the frickin' pick on sick, dude. Look at those fake smokes right there. Look at the value out of that. Those smokes just got him a pick on sick and B site. Now they're pushing on to B, dude. They got the whole freaking site. Sinatraa was like backing up over there. He was like, we out of here. But those two smokes got sick to back up, and they were able to get the kill on him. The timing of that. I just wanted to exemplify the timing. We talked about face smokes before. We talked about it all. But the timing of his team pushing up right there and those smokes being landed is what got them the kill there. That is awesome.
Nails that shot. Now it's going to be Shazam's turn. With the op, though, but Akis was there to have his back. And even though he...
The smokes as babies, that's messed up. Okay, listen. Listen, Linda.
They're actually going to give up on this one.
Yeah, they got to save after that, dude. You got Calypso'd all over, okay? Just for the record. They got Calypso'd. But they're about to get Sinatraa, so don't worry. Around 5-11. Okay, I don't know why more people don't do this. We watched this, so I think one of the first games, I don't even know if I broke it down. I think one of the first games that I remember watching was the devs they played against the pros. So yeah, that's what it was. They took like Shroud, or I don't know if it was Shroud, but they took all the pros from other games and they combined them, the CS pros. Maybe it wasn't the other games. Okay, so what it was is the devs played against CS pros, and they put all the CS pros on the team because everyone was like, CS pros are going to be the best of the game. And then when they put them on the team, the devs freaking stomped them, dude. And they did this play right here. It wasn't quite the same thing that they do here, but what they do is the Phoenix ultis through Shower's door. He comes in, joke's over, you're dead. And he runs to the teleporter, and you see he comes in and he kills that Cypher over there. But not only that, what do? They have Shazam over here. Shazam's chilling, and he's watching that Phoenix's body because he knows when that Phoenix comes back, if they push for him, they're gonna kill him. He's gonna be vulnerable, which he is. And you want to protect your homies when they're vulnerable, right? So Shazam's hanging over there. He lands the op shot over there. Sinatraa swings it, and they get the kill. That's too many S's right there, dude. But they get the kills on him. You know, that's like so clever. And he's watching the body. He knows that he's baiting. He's baiting that body right there. They want it. He knows they want it. They want that Sinatraa bot over there. And he's able to get the picks over there. That works out really well. I like the play right there. And you know how last time we were talking about how... They win this round. Spoilers. You know how we were talking about in the previous round? No, they don't win this round. What happened? Oh, wait, yeah, they do. Never mind. Okay, never mind. So you know how last time on the other half we were talking about how terrific actually they made a play one round and then they capitalized on that same play the second round because they knew how the other team would respond. This is like 5-head shit, right? They're gonna do it again, except this time it's Sentinels, right? So what do? They hit him with the Phoenix ult. They hit him with the Phoenix ult, and they're like, okay, well, surely he can't do that again. He doesn't have Phoenix ult. There's no way that he can ulti through this teleporter again. And you know what? They're freaking right. He can't ulti through. But he can just go. He can just full send it. And that's what he does, dude. He goes straight through, catches that Cypher off guard. But not only does he catch that Cypher off guard, I just wanted to exemplify his homies over here, dude. The homies. It's not always the star player. It's the freaking homies. These guys over there, they pushed up Showers right here. They had his back. When Sinatraa comes through this TP, even if they do hear the TP sound and they turn to kill Sinatraa, his homies are right there to back him up. That's freaking dope. Get some homies like that. It was a good game, dude. Ooh, Caboose is popping off with them. Sure, though. Yeah. Dude. It's a good game. Don't be mistaken by this defeat. One of the teams got defeated, but the other team was victorious. And the other team was Sentinels. Sentinels won this game 13-5 in the Cashapp 100 Thieves series. This was the first game. So if you wanted to actually see who ends up taking the full tournament, don't say it in chat, you little shits. But if you wanted to see it, then you can go and watch it. I'll leave a link in chat if you guys wanted to go watch the last two games. It was a good tournament. The last two games are really good. It's fun to watch. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. I hope you guys have a good freaking day. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should subscribe to this the channel. Follow us on Twitch. We're streaming live. There's a lot of people in chat. You can go check out those people. And join us on Discord. We love all those freaking things. Also check out our merch. I'm gonna keep repping this stuff only because I like it. Yeah, check out the merch. I really like it. Anyway, that's it. We're gonna keep streaming though, just for the record. So if you guys are interested in hanging out and stream, we're probably gonna play some ranked. I don't know. I think I'm gonna play a little bit of ranked. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to say on this game. No, clip it, please.
You want that for both in
While
heaven?
full blinded and full sprinting, like you have bomb. Yeah. And then I missed that. What? No.
One enemy remaining.
Ow! How did that happen? Oh no!